Hi folks, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back, I'd love it if you stayed and subscribed. Lisa's just put up a new video and I thought I would do it because I wanted to make a comment about the last of the videos that I did of hers. She was replying to Erin Busby and I hadn't watched Erin's video because I don't watch Erin Busby, and I was just commenting on Lisa. I have since watched Erin's video, and I would advise any of you out there that are interested to go along and have a look. I think it's called I've Been Lying to You or something like that. Anyway, as per usual with Lisa and her ilk, she completely missed the whole fucking point of Erin's video. Totally. Went above her pretty little blonde head, didn't understand any of it, and made it all about how you look, how great she looks, and how happy she is that she's happy that she looks how she looks. Erin's video was about how the media and outside forces tell you that you have to be a certain way, and how you beat yourself up trying to be that perfect thing, and how she's been dealing with trauma in her life, and like me, she can't look in a mirror or take a compliment because of what's happened to her and how she feels about herself and how much she hates her body. It was nothing to do with feeling a bit fat or maybe not having the right makeup on or whatever the fuck she was ripping on about, because I can't remember half of it now. I thought she was shallow before. I have seen puddles deeper than Lisa. And actually, for once, there were some really good comments under that video of hers telling her that she'd fucked up big time. I dare say they're all fucking deleted now. But if anybody's out there that wants any proof that there's nothing at all in Lisa's head, then all you need to do is watch Erin's video and then listen to Lisa's reply to her. And it's like, what the fuck? Did you just hear certain words here and there and write them down and regurgitate them and not listen to the message at all? Anyway, this one's now called 10 Carnivore Rules I Break Daily and Still See Weight Loss and Better Health. She said it wasn't about the weight loss, it was about her IBS and feeling horrible and blah 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 blah, and now she's saying it is about the weight, which we knew it was always about the weight. Make your fucking mind up. And what's really pissing me off, so superficial, but what's pissing me off? She's not in the fucking closet that she had Bob, I was going to say. Who the fuck's Bob? Bob on the moon. She had John redo for her because she wanted a proper place with the right lighting and all the rest of the bollocks. But where is she now? Back in her office, I think. And what's fucking bugging the shit out of me is the doors behind her are wide open, the light's shining in, and I don't like it. Why couldn't she have shut the doors? It would have been a much better silhouette had she shut the doors. But now she's going to be moving her head and the sun's going to be glinting and shining and it's going to drive me mad. Anyway, shall we see what these 10 fucking rules are that she breaks before I break her?
Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today I would like to discuss all of the carnivore rules that I break and have still had so much success on the carnivore diet. For those of you that are new, I did not intend on going on the carnivore diet. I knew that I needed to do the elimination diet. I knew that meat was the only thing that didn't upset my stomach. I had no idea how much carnivore was going to help me in every other area, as far as like joint pain, just fogginess, and my just not depression, but just slight depression. I always hate to use that word too lightly.
Well, don't use it then. It improved my mood. Why say depression when you haven't got fucking depression? And already that light is annoying me. Is it annoying anyone else? I want to stick something on my monitor, so I think I might do that actually. Put a fucking piece of paper up there so it's not shining in my eyes. I don't know if it's something to do with the fibro or what it is, but that is just so fucking irritating. Right. I now have a green microfiber cloth covering it up and half her face. You watch, it's going to fall off. Because it's not big yet. Because it's not big enough to fold in half. Fuck. You're all like, get on with the fucking video. What are you doing? I'm pissing about with a microfiber cloth is what I'm doing. Oh, just stay on. It's because I've got the fan on the other side of the computer and it's a really light cloth and it keeps blowing it off. Oh well. Suck it up, buttercup.
Through that process, I became a carnivore and I have been thriving. It has just changed my life so much that every day I want to just tell someone about it. A lot of people get bogged down in all the rules. If you watch a lot of doctors, that's why I like Dr. Ken, because I feel like he is very practical. But a lot of doctors and a lot of...
You can't say doctors or practical, so can you please lose general practitioners and fucking, I don't know, what can we have for practical? Anything with a seeing, can you just find a different word for it?
Of carnivore gurus will go through these rules and they just really talk about some things that are somewhat gross. If I thought I had to eat brains and a whole shrimp with the legs and the shell, things like that other people do, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what they want to do. But
do shrimps have legs? It's a genuine question. I swear, since fibro kicked in, it's over 20 years now, so slowly but surely it's been eating my brain and I have nothing left. Absolutely nothing. I sit here most days just staring at my family and they have to fill in the blanks for me. And the blanks are getting more and more and more. It's like less words and more blanks now. But do shrimps have legs? I feel a quote coming on from Ozzy. Fish eat cheese, don't they? Fish eat cheese. Some fish eat cheese. Some fish eat cheese sometimes. Off his face fucking trying to fish in the middle of the night. Anyway, I'll shut up.
But I think that would have intimidated me. I think it would have made me feel like, no, I mean, that is gross. Already is probably not the most glamorous diet to be on. I think being a vegan is just so in and supposed to be so glamorous. It's so...
Oh, shut the fuck up. This is like when she was going on about, can someone tell me a nice coffee to buy? Because I don't drink coffee, but you all look like you're having such fun. I want to join in. Oh, you're doing heroin. That looks like so much fun. Can I join in? Really? Now she's saying vegan is what? What was the word she used? I've fucking forgotten already. Beautiful or whatever. It's like, really? Glamorous. That was it, wasn't it? Thank you, whoever shouted that out. But it's like, no, it's not about... Vegans aren't vegan because it's fucking glamorous, you dipshit. They're vegan because they don't want to eat animals.
Hollywood, that when you tell someone you're a carnivore, especially as a woman, you can really get some looks. It surprises people. And then they say, can you eat this? Can you eat that? Can you eat this? And you're like, no, no, no. But it really makes you feel so good. And I could just go on and on. Today, what I want to focus on are the rules that I break and things that may be stopping you from getting all of these benefits. Things that may be, like I said, gross, or things that may be expensive, just things that may stop you.
What you do is fucking expensive. I'm sorry. I don't know if prices are a lot better in America. But there's no way I could eat fucking steak every day. The rest of the house would have to starve so I could have a steak every day. Oh, it's not expensive. Her idea of money now and expense and what have you, she's no clue. It's like she hasn't got a clue what's going on in the real world.
I break a lot of rules, but I am still very, very successful. I have great lab work. My doctor asked me, am I telling people about how I have changed my conditions? I used to have to go to him and get shots in my hip. I complained about joint pain. I complained about both of my hips. I've had hip scans. I have had ultrasounds. I have had many things done trying to find out what was wrong with me, when all along it was what I was eating. I want to help you. The first rule that I break that I think could cause someone to doubt this is the grass-fed beef. Not only because it's expensive, it's not as easy to find. It is now. When I first started looking for it, it was not at every store. I mean, it might have been in like a vacuum-packed, really ugly looking package that you would never want to buy. But now...
What does that mean? An ugly vacuum-packed package that you would never want to buy? So where do you buy it now? Bloomingdale's? In pretty little tissue paper wrapped up bows with fucking ribbons on? And how difficult is it to find grass-fed fucking meat? I thought all your fucking cattle out there were grass-fed because you've got that much fucking land. Is she just being stupid, or is it me?
Now you can pretty much go to any grocery store and you're going to see some grass-fed beef, because even if I were to tell someone I'm carnivore but I only eat grass-fed beef, it's one of those things.
Oh, but I'm carnivore but I only eat grass-fed beef. Really? Really? We're not even past tip 1 and I want to punch her.
Things that I think is a little bit more glamorous. Chanel is in a mood this morning, so you might hear her playing in the background. She is my calico cat. Calicos are known to be crazy, and she fits it to a T. My advice for that is eat the meat that you like the best. I heard a doctor say this morning that even if you are eating the lowest meat, you're still going to be 95% better off than you were eating pasta, bread.
What's the lowest meat? How do we know what's the lowest meat? She never describes anything. Or whatever.
Sugar, cereal, oatmeal, all of those things that people think are so healthy. If you cut out all of those, because if you think...
Nobody thinks pasta and sugar and cereal and all that crap is fucking healthy. Who told you that?
Think about it, it's a lot of what you cut out. It's a lot of what you aren't eating. If you will just get the meat that you like. I started out with fillets because I always thought a fillet was my favorite steak. And so that is what I started out with. It did not take me long to learn that ribeyes are my favorite. I get the thin cut ribeyes when I can. Every once in a while, I'm forced to get the regular cut because they're out of the...
Oh, where's my little violin? For those of you that don't watch the Lardy videos, I've got a little violin thanks to a lovely lady called Shan. And when I feel the mood overtake me, I get my little violin out and I play the We Don't Give a Fuck tune on it. And those that have watched a lot now know that it's past my bedtime and I'm stupid tired.
The thin ones. We look for the ones that have the most fat. And John cooks those for me, my husband, on our Blackstone grill. So it's kind of like a griddle. And I eat shrimp that were frozen, that were farm raised. Now, if I can, I get the fresh shrimp, but if I can't, I get the colossal frozen shrimp from Walmart. So every night, that's what I eat, every night. I eat 2 ribeyes, and they're not very big. They're thin, and they're about the size of my hand. And I cook them. They say you should.
I cook them. No, you don't. You just said John cooked them. We know John cooks them. John does everything. You showed John cooking them, and you were asking him what he did. So if you cooked them, you'd know, wouldn't you?
Should really try to eat your meat rare. That might be something else that grosses you out. You don't have to. They're saying that you get the most nutrients from the meat if you eat it rare. Well, I really like mine, I would say medium well. Like, I don't want it well, but I want it with just a little bit of pink. And if there isn't any pink, as long as it's not too well done, that's fine. So do the best that you can. Eat the meat that you crave. Eat the meat that tastes good to you. I don't eat bison. Like, I have eaten a bison burger, but it was okay, but it wasn't as good as a regular hamburger to me. I like the ground chuck, the 80-20. That's my favorite. So I eat what I crave. Eggs. Of course, it would be better for you to go get fresh eggs. The best would be for you to have your own chickens and know exactly what you fed them. But that's not practical for me. So I get the eggs that I get from the grocery store. We get Eggland's Best. I did have a video that I will put up here on how I boil my eggs. And
I would love to see the reaction of anyone that just happened to click on this video because they thought, oh, rules I can break on the carnivore. This might be interesting. And now they found out she's got a how to boil eggs video. And she says it with a serious fucking face. Like, people really need to go and fucking watch it. Where are the men in the white coats when you need them?
that has been working for me. Now, I could maybe contact someone. I think there is a farmer's market near here in the summertime that I could get the eggs, but I've just been eating the regular eggs from the grocery store, and I have been thriving on the carnivore diet. That was number 2. So first is grass-fed beef. Don't get hung up on that. It does not taste good. To me, it tastes very weird. The eggs.
Oh, she's so descriptive, isn't she? Weird. What's weird about grass-fed beef, for fuck's sake? You're weird.
That would be the second one. Processed meat or pork, which a lot of times the pork that I eat is processed meat, like sandwich ham. I don't eat it as much anymore, but in the beginning, don't get hung up on every single rule. In the beginning, I kept ham. It was not like a honey ham. I think it was just called oven roasted ham. I would either get it at our local grocery store or Walmart.
She's saying that like no one's ever heard of ham before.
And I would eat white American cheese. And in the mornings, I would have like a couple of ham and cheese roll-ups. So I don't do that as much anymore just because I'm not as hungry in the mornings. It's as simple as that. I don't need it. It was...
Yeah, bollocks, you're not as hungry. You wait until your stomach's caving in until you eat because you daren't put on a pound. We know.
John was buying it and I wasn't eating it and we were throwing it out. So I told him to quit. But pork, sausage.
See, again, John was buying it, but I wasn't eating it. There again, John does the cooking. John does the grocery shopping. For all of you out there that think she's this wonderful housewife and mother, listen, just listen. That's what I keep telling people. Narcs tell you who they are. All you have to do is listen.
Bacon and pepperoni. So bacon I've pretty much cut out, but in the beginning, bacon was a part of my diet. When I had a cheeseburger, I had bacon on it. And still to this day, especially if I'm traveling, like when Brooke and I, my daughter, we went out of town, I can't remember, I think both places we went to Cheesecake Factory, which used to be one of my favorite places. So Brooke got whatever she wanted and I got the bacon cheeseburger. And the reason I got the bacon on it is because I didn't know how big the burger was going to be. I didn't know how good it was going to be. So I was kind of getting that just to know. I mean, you're always going to like bacon. And of course, it was delicious. I was full. I didn't feel cheated from not being able to get cheesecake or anything like that. I just felt very, very satisfied. So in that case, I will get bacon, or like if we're on vacation, we go out to breakfast, of course, I'm going to eat the bacon with the eggs. But we don't eat it on the weekends like we used to, and I don't get it on my burger. Like if I go to McDonald's, I get the double quarter pounder with ketchup and cheese only, no bun, and a knife and fork. I always say that. That way they kind of get it, and I don't get the bacon. It started giving me just a little bit of heartburn.
How about you have your own knife and fork in the car? Because I bet them plastic ones they give you go straight in the bin, along with all your paper plates that you use and your excessive paper towel and all the rest of the stuff that you waste in your house and never think about.
Then on the weekends, sometimes I usually get up before John and he will text me from downstairs, "Hungry?" And I know he is hungry, and we both just love eggs. He actually cooks them on the grill, on the Blackstone, and he either does them in the egg cups, but lately we've been really loving just scrambled eggs. And I sometimes will have pepperoni. I like the thick sliced pepperoni, and he will cook that on the grill. You can even, if you want to, if you're craving pizza.
Them scrambled eggs look really badly overdone. Yak. But they're dry as fuck. They look horrible. And yet again, she could wait. She could get up. She could get everything ready. She could wait until she hears him moving about. And she could cook breakfast for him. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Fucking never happen, will it? John, John, John.
Add a little bit of mozzarella cheese into your eggs, or do an omelet. That's what I used to do a lot in the beginning. And that is so good. It kind of gives you that pizza feeling because of the pepperoni. But lately, I have not even been craving the pepperoni. I have just wanted the eggs with some cheese melted into them. And it is just delicious. And I usually eat 4 eggs in the mornings when I do that. So don't get hung up on like your portion sizes or calories or anything like that. You are supposed to, especially in the beginning, you really need to eat until you are full. You're full. You're very satisfied. That is what's going to keep you on track. And it will really mentally, it will help you know.
What's that noise? You probably can't hear it, but there's like a hissing noise. I don't know what it is. Weird.
To be able to do this. I'm not even suffering. I'm not even hungry. That's the way I used to feel. Okay, number 4. This is what they call a gray area. And I would put coffee. I don't even know if I'd put coffee in here. I would put wine in here, but I drink Diet Coke. And I know that is Diet Coke for some reason brings out the monster in people. It just really like sends people over the edge. But I love it. I love every minute of it. It's part.
How fucking annoying is she? I love sitting out in the sun and burning myself to a crisp. I love being a carnivore and only eating 2 things and pissing people off. And I love drinking Diet Coke and shoving it in their faces that I've got tons of aspartame and it doesn't bother me at all. She could never just say anything. She has to be really fucking snidey about it. Drink your fucking Diet Coke. Drown in it. Who fucking cares?
Part of my day. And so I asked the doctor, was there any reason for me to stop drinking Diet Coke? And he said, absolutely not. That all of my blood work is looking great. It has looked that way for, I believe, 4 times now. And there was no reason that I needed to stop having my Diet Coke. I love in the morning, I don't have it up here, when I'm getting ready, part of my routine is popping open a cold can of Diet Coke. That is my coffee. I don't drink coffee. Then with my cheeseburger, I like to get a large Diet Coke because they're only $1 at McDonald's. I rarely
Why is she worried about the price now all of a sudden? It's only $1 at McDonald's. You're eating fucking ribeye steak every night of the week. What's a fucking dollar Coke got to do with anything?
drink all of either one of those. 9 times out of 10, I end up pouring part of that out. It's best when it's very, very fresh. You Diet Coke lovers know what I mean. The other day I went through and they said they were out of Diet Coke. Did I want a Diet Dr. Pepper? And I said no. And I went to another McDonald's. I mean, there's just something about Diet Coke. And I think we're all like that with different things. But I do not have any of the signs where the Diet Coke is affecting me in a bad way. And this is what the main thing that people say Diet Coke can do is that it can cause you not to go into ketosis. They say it can cause you to still have sugar cravings. I have never had a problem going into ketosis. I don't do the strips anymore, but I just know, I mean, I did them all along the beginning. Oh, as far as me having sugar cravings, I mean, I don't crave anything. I crave my steak. I crave my steak at night. I would say that's the biggest thing. And anytime I think about having eggs, I just have the best feeling. For me, eggs.
Fucking weirdo. So if you don't crave anything and you're satiated and you're full and everything's wonderful, why can't you go to the pictures with your daughter? Why can't you walk past the popcorn? If you're full up and you're happy and you don't crave anything and all you need is a Diet Coke. Why are you so scared to go out to a restaurant at night? Ask him for a friend.
Eggs are just like such a calming, satisfying food that I know no matter what, if I had to live off of eggs for the rest of my life, I could. That is number 4, Diet Coke. Number 5, it's not very glamorous and it's not very ladylike. They will say they eat nose to tail. Now I know that they're meaning they eat the whole cow. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to eat brains. I'm really probably not going to eat liver. If I had to eat...
It's not very ladylike. Is that what she said about eating liver and offal and it's not ladylike? Okay. Fuck it.
Eat any type of liver. It would be chicken livers, which I don't know if that's quite as nutritious, but I do know if that's something that you want to do, there are many liver supplements, like capsules that you can take. One day I might do that. I'm not at that point yet. You know, I think as you go through this diet, you refine different things and you experiment. There really are no rules, but there are some basics. The biggest basic is no carbs, no berries. Okay, this is something I felt like I needed to mention because a lot of times when you watch...
Poor Lardy would never do carnivore, would she? What did she have yesterday? A fucking huge bowl of ramen noodles. Pancake roll. She called it an egg roll. It's a pancake roll here. And what was the other thing? Oh, beetroot. So it was carbs, carbs and more carbs. Carborama at Lardy's house.
A carnivore video, they will say that you are allowed to eat berries. That is, I guess, another gray area. I do not eat berries. There is no doubt that fruit is going to raise your blood sugar. I think in the very, very beginning, I tried to eat...
Bollocks. Berries don't raise your blood sugar. I eat berries.
Some blueberries and blackberries, and it just... I'm not the kind of person that can eat 5 blueberries. Like, I'm not even the kind of person that can eat 2 French fries. I want a large. I'm not the kind of person that can eat 2 cookies. I want to know I can eat the whole pack. I'm just that way. I'm an all or nothing type person. And I think that's why I'm a good example for you, because I am that kind of person, but yet I've been able to tweak this diet in the perfect way to work for me. Berries, I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to leave everything up to you, but I'm going to share what I think, and I don't think berries are the way to go, but I'm going to put that out there. Ketchup. Ketchup, ketchup. Ketchup is one of those things. I eat it on my burger and
But you won't have berries. But you have sugar in ketchup. Why would anybody listen to this woman? Oh, just do what I do. Like I keep saying to people, if you've got a problem and you're talking about it, everyone tries to fix it from their standpoint. So it's like, oh, well, if it was me, I'd do this. Yeah, but I don't have a house the size of yours. Oh, if it was me, I'd do that. I don't have a husband that fucking does everything. Well, I do have a husband that does everything, but you know what I mean? She's like, oh, I never get my nails in water because you've got a John. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't tell me what I should do based on what works for you. It doesn't work like that. Oh, I think you should wear green eyeshadow. I hate green. Do you know? Anyhow. So we're allowed ketchup, but not berries. Okay.
I eat it on my steak. I don't like, oh, I hate it when they put too much ketchup on my burger. And I do eat the Simply whatever ketchup at night with my steak. I have been experimenting with butter. A lot of people will just get a little bit of their Kerrygold pure butter and have that with their steak. I tried that the other night and it was really good. So that's something that I may experiment with on kind of weaning myself off of the ketchup, but it hasn't bothered me. It hasn't kept me from feeling.
Yes, you. It hasn't bothered me. That's why people say these are the rules of the carnivore diet, and then people do it to suit themselves. Not Lisa's rules of the fucking carnivore diet.
Good. It hasn't kept me from going into ketosis, and it hasn't kept me from losing weight. So it's...
I didn't think it was about the weight. How does she know she's in ketosis if she doesn't do the strips anymore?
One of those things. It's one of those things that you have to pick your battles. Number 8, spices. Spices are another thing. You don't want to, like, I'm trying to avoid vegetables. So there are certain spices I can't use. Like when they were out of the main spice that we used, I tried another one. And I think I even told you guys about it. I felt so bad. And I think I put an annotation beside it a couple of days later. I think the one with onion really upset my stomach. But the one that we use, and I will list it below, we use on everything. And it does not upset my stomach. I don't know why that one in particular I just agree with. Use that on my steak, my shrimp.
It's not a spice, Lisa. It's a seasoning. Just thought I'd let you know for your next video.
And I have not eaten chicken thighs in a long time. But John eats chicken thighs a lot. I think it's been probably a month since I have had maybe one, just because I tried some of his, because he'll say, oh, this is so good, you have to try it. So we use that on those two. And if you are near a Big Lots, I don't know how common Big Lots are, if they're a southern store or whatever, but the soul food seasoning, there is no better.
See, it even says it on the top, look, seasoning.
Chicken seasoning than soul food seasoning. It's just salt. It is just so salty, but it's so good. So
but what else is in it? If it was just salt, it'd say salt. I'm actually really curious. I might look it up afterwards. If I can't find it, if anybody knows what's in the soul food seasoning, I'd be interested to know.
Spices, that is one of those things that you just have to play with. Okay, olive oil instead of butter or beef tallow to cook my steaks with. John uses like an olive oil spray. And what got us started on that is watching Dr. Gundry, who literally drinks olive oil every day. And he was just, going on and on about the benefits of olive oil. There's enough fat in your steak to actually cook it basically on its own, especially
if you get a steak with a load of fat in.
like ground beef, any kind of fatty meat, you usually are going to have enough fat on its own. But what John does is spray it a little bit to get the spices and stuff to stick to it. In a perfect world,
They're not spices.
I would love for him to use butter. My mom uses butter with her steaks, and when I bite into her steaks, it tastes like cake. And that sounds crazy.
Here's a thought, Lisa. Get off your skinny backside and cook your own fucking steak. Maybe. Huh? Instead of criticising what John's doing, you'd like it another way. Well, do it the other fucking way. Can you see, people? Little Miss fucking entitled. She has everything done for her, everything laid out for her. She doesn't even open boxes. People think we make this shit up. We don't. It's true. There was a lady today who left a nice comment on the last Lisa video saying she doesn't understand why Lisa gets so much shit, basically. And she thinks we should just let people be. And it's like, yeah, I totally agree with that. If they're nice people. But I've watched her since the dawn of time. I know what's going on. And if you listen carefully, you too can hear what is really going on in that house. And she's not the great American housewife. Far from it.
But the butter on the steak makes it taste like ribeye pound cake. That is going to be something, again, that I work towards. So if you need to use like the spray olive oil, or if you just like olive oil, you can do that and be successful. Intermittent fasting.
No, you've done it and you've been okay on it. They have to see if it works for them or not. Stop telling them things are fine that are fine for you. It doesn't work like that. If that was the case, we'd all eat everything and no one would have a problem, would they? There's people out there, right, you listening, Lisa? There's people out there that have vegetables with their steak. Huh? Who'd have thunk it? And they're fine. Does that mean they should tell you to go out and eat them?
I do intermittent fast, but it is not a forced thing. It just happened. It just happened. I'm just like right now, I haven't eaten anything. It's not that late. It's like 10:30 and I'm not hungry. And I got up at 5:30. Some days I do get hungry, like, and especially if John texts me and if he says you're hungry, you know, of course I'm going to have some eggs, so I don't worry about it. But what you will find out is usually you're not hungry until I'm hungry from any time from 12 to about 2, depending on what time I got up that morning. And then I eat dinner from 5:30 to 6:30, anywhere in that time.
But you only ate between 12 and 2. Why do you need to eat again at 5:30? Or are you doing it deliberately because you're in a fasting window that you're not really fasting though?
And the best thing is I do not think about food again. I do not even think about it. It's not that I'm hungry and I'm not eating. It's literally I'm satisfied until it's time for the next meal. It is amazing. It's amazing. It is. I will never quit talking about it. Coffee. We didn't talk about coffee. Coffee. Black coffee, I know, is just like a no-brainer. Yes, you can have black coffee. A lot of people drink unsweetened iced tea, but a lot of people will drink their coffee with like the heavy cream. Just don't use almond milk or something that's made out of grain and has carbs in it. So if you are a coffee drinker, I know how you feel. That's how I am with my Diet Coke.
They could have almond milk. That's not made out of grains, it's made out of nuts. And there is no carbs in that.
Just drink your coffee, and then whatever sweetener, I think the best sweetener that most people are going to want you to drink would be, I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll have to put it up here. I think it was it. I can't remember right now what the one is. It's not Splendid, but I think it starts with an S. And drink your coffee. Now wine, I don't think there's any way of getting around wine.
It could keep you from losing weight. With everything, you will have to see how your body reacts. But it's not about the weight, is it? It's all about the hip and joint pain.
Raising your insulin and your blood sugar. So I would put that right there with berries. I guess that makes sense. But here's what I'm thinking. If you have a glass of wine and you're eating carnivore for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, say you're only drinking wine on the weekend, I think you're still going to just reap huge benefits. Think about it that way. Don't focus on the things, the negatives and the little things you can't do. Focus on that big improvement that you're going to make. And when you feel just the difference, guys, I just had to wait for my camera to cool off. I've been talking to you about this so much. It's probably been so long, but I think that just pretty much wraps it up. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram or leave a comment or a question down below. I will get back to you if I can, as soon as I can. And that way it can help other people too. You know, like your question might be something that they were wanting to ask. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got a little nugget of knowledge out of it and some inspiration and some love from me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Well, I learnt nothing that I didn't already know. How about you? Right. If you got this far with me, thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.